What's up, everybody? All right, you guys, so before we get started, if you're not already following me, make sure you hit that follow button, and you guys, make sure you blow this one up because we need your help in finding Denise Leary. So you guys, Denise Leary is a 59-year-old mother out of New Haven, Connecticut, and she was last seen on September 29th of this year. So Denise had been living in Atlanta, but in 2022, she moved back to New Haven to take care of her parents. So in that home in New Haven, it would have been Denise, her parents, and her son, Joshua. So Joshua is saying that in the summer of this year, Denise was struggling a lot with mental health and depression. So he's saying that one night in September, his mother got dressed and she told him to turn the location off on her phone before she went out. So his mother went out around 10:30 p.m., but she did come back home safe. So his mother was dating, but she was single. He's saying that he looked out the window to try to see who she was going with because she told him to turn her location off, but he didn't know the person. Now, like I said before, although she came back home safe that night, Joshua is saying that a few days later on September 30th, he went to his mother's room door in order to wake her up. But y'all, Joshua is saying that his mother never answered that door. So he's saying that he gave it a little time. He's thinking maybe my mom just doesn't want to be bothered right now. But later on, when the nurse came for his grandparents, he noticed his mother still did not come out that room. So this is extremely odd because whenever the nurses came, Denise would come out the room and she would talk to the nurse. So her not coming out that room really alarmed her son, Joshua. So he went back to the room again, knocked on the door, but he could not get in. That's when Joshua contacted his aunt, and his aunt was like, look, anything could have happened. She could have had a medical emergency. Call the paramedics and get them to break down that door. So Joshua is saying that he did just that. He called the paramedics. They came, they knocked his mother's door down. But y'all, Denise was not in that room, which is odd because Joshua never saw his mother leave. As they're looking around the room, they noticed that her window was open and there was a cable going out of the window. So as they inspected all of this a little bit more, they also saw that there was footprints outside of that window, leading them to believe that Denise left out of the window. But where did Denise go, and why did she feel the need to go out the window instead of just leaving out of the front door? So Joshua called over the rest of his family and they began their search for Denise. Now at first, y'all, they did try to search for her on their own. Her phone did ping a couple of times. One time it pinged like 30 minutes away, and then the next time it pinged at a park in New Haven. They searched all of these places, but they still did not find Denise anywhere. So that's when the family went ahead and decided to file a missing persons report. So the strange thing about this case is, on the second day of that search, police did find Denise's phone. But they found the phone behind a neighbor's house. What's weird about this is, if her phone was pinging in different areas, how did it end up back in that neighborhood behind a neighbor's home? So we also have to remember, Denise moved back to New Haven to take care of her parents. So for her to just up and leave is out of her character. So what's extremely strange, there was one sighting of Denise around the time that all of this took place. A family friend saw her around a Stop and Shop, but she did not seem to be in distress. But other than that, there have been no other signs of Denise. So you guys, if you have any information on her disappearance, please contact police in New Haven. Her family just wants to know she's okay. The circumstances surrounding her disappearance are extremely suspicious. Comment below, you guys. Let me know your thoughts on this case.